that creates the actual whole monitor. So the software is theirs, the firmware behind it is theirs, all the power connectors, all that is theirs, and this PowerVision software studio is theirs. And so we don't have, like, if you were to ask me a question, I would have to open up the device and kind of look for it in the menus, because we don't use this on a regular basis. We sell them the other pieces, so we're super expert on the touch and on the LCD, but not on their software and how to use and how to navigate. But if you did have a question, now that I have a unit here in front of me, I can figure it out and then send you a note in case you can't get a hold of Damien. So we'll go through one example that I can help with here. So let's say that we wanted to change this picture here. From here, sorry. Let's say we wanted to change something here. Let's call this something like UICO test. And I clicked on that picture, and I wanted to import something from my desktop or from wherever. That's the image that I wanted to use. And so now that's the image that I selected there. Okay. And I can change, like if I want to do some animation, add another image, have it come up with a second image after that. Every time I click on that, it goes to the other window. If I wanted, something else to come up. So now, you can have a second image, and then maybe I'll have third image, whatever you want. Use UICO again. And you can say how much delay do you want between each one. Do you want to wait between the frames, or maybe you want to wait a full second before you display it. And then you can hit OK. So now you have these three images for the configuration logos that show during boot up. Then if you oops, where did we go? We wanted to, oops, not that. Oops. Where's the go? Oh, I need to change this over as well, because this is not the PV. Too many buttons. So here you can see it's showing me the wrong, because when I first started it, I didn't change the device. So here, starting from the Murphy standard PV780 is the right thing to do. But once you connect to your device, you want to select it properly. So we will do the PV1200, the wide glass front touch connected. And it does have the two CAN ports, but we won't talk too much about them now. But now it's connected to the right one. And we have something here, right? So if we do now if we go, since we're talking, if we go to configuration, we're in configuration. But if we go to applications, page designer. So this is the icon that we have there. You can add other, if you want to add a video, you can add a video here. You can make this area bigger here and add things there. You can, delete, if you wanted to add, any one of these icons that are already here, or if you wanted to add an icon of your own, you can pull in one of these at your leisure. You want to change it to the auxiliary pressure with all these in it. And this is where, getting help from those other teams who have gone through the pains of building a GUI. This is where, just using the tool a lot will help you figure out how to make best use of it. You can, once you click on one, if you want to bring it over, you can drag it over. Maybe not that one, but you get the idea. They're all here under engine. If you wanted something with under the GPS or under machine one or under transmission or video, whatever it is that you wanted to pull over, we changed this one now. And so this is currently that one. So if we wanted to now suddenly, instead of having this 4-dial, 5-dial one that's on the screen, now we go back to firmware, and now we create, with the up arrow, now we create this firmware first, because now it's not created, it's just on our screen that we're generating it, but now we have to create a firmware that represents this. So it's generating it as it did before. All right, it's finished generating. So now we say load firmware. It's uploading it. And if you remember, after it's done uploading, then it'll actually apply the firmware. Once it pushes the firmware over to the PV1200 to the screen, exactly, then it'll start applying it. You'll see it went blank. And then you'll see the status bar telling you it's verifying the install package right now. And once it's done verifying, just like any other device, when you push a firmware to a device, it has to validate that it's proper before it tries using it. Otherwise, it'll brick the unit, and then it goes through all the update processes to validate that. Let's see once it gets done. Setting configuration still. And then if you think that this is something that you want to come back to, or give it to some other person because you want them to use the same firmware that you have with the same icons, I'll show you how to do that in a minute. So this time we validate that it worked properly. Setting the tick, it's almost there. Success. Probably 3 seconds to 1. So now it should switch between. Oh, it didn't take it. Did not take our new. Let me save it. I'm going to save this as save. Still calling it by the old name. I'm not sure why that happened. Okay. And here, if you keep looking at the consoles, you can see what's happening also to give you an idea for how far it's gone under the event log here. And it shows you the same thing that it's showing up there. Yeah. But for some reason it didn't update. It hasn't updated this. I have to figure this out. It's connected to it. Let's do a save as. Okay. Okay, so now that's why I did that. So let's get rid of this. Let's move some of these around. So let's take a different one. All right. So now I have that. Okay. So that's the page that we have. It's the configuration. Now let's create the program. So even if another school were to send you, or another friend was to send you their own configuration, you would be able to apply it to the screen and you'd be able to see their GUI on yours as well. So it's done. Okay. Okay, we successfully deleted it, but did not successfully add the the new one that I thought I created in the page designer. All right, so that's something I have to figure out is how to do that. Yes, go ahead. Hello. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think, well, I have to do this myself as well then, because now I have a system and I have to find a magnet. So what you do did you format the, thumb drive, the memory? Did you format to FAT32? Yeah. And then you put the PVT, the PV image on here. Ah, I gotcha. So what you're saying is that, yeah, once you program it via the magnet the first time, you can't do it again. Okay. Okay. Let me try that. I haven't tried that, but I'll give that a try. This works, and this should be able to work for you all the time. But I agree. If you don't have it now, it's a pain in the neck. You have to wait for these devices to arrive. Um, uh, let me program one on. I have a USB. I'll program one, and I have to find a magnet. And we'll do that. And I'll figure out how to do it after it's been done the first time. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. I wonder if you need, whenever you do that, if you need to also create not just a new application when you put it on your thumb drive. You might have to create the whole system with a bootloader on it as well. You know what I mean? It's like, because there's several types of updates that you can do. You can do just the firmware if you want. You can do just the application, and you can do the bootloader. So like what it showed here in the firmware. These are all you can create the configuration install package, and I'm not sure what this one is, to be honest. But the application one doesn't change the bootloader, doesn't change anything. It only changes the application, which is what we're seeing here on the screen after it boots up. Here, the whole port upgrade package and the USB bootloader package. So you can create the package from here if you needed a new bootloader. But I think when you connect via USB, I think you need the new bootloader with it, not just an application, because it doesn't know what to do with just an application on the USB drive. It's looking at that as, hey, when it boots up with a magnet on it, it thinks this is my operating system. I need something on this drive that's going to show me what do I do now. It doesn't know what to do with an application, so it just goes to the regular operating system and the application that was there before. So it's probably a matter of what you create to put on it. What did you create? What did you use to create it? Did you use, what exactly did you use to create that, file? Do you know, like in here, what you used? I'm sorry, which one? Oh, yeah, he used to work for UICO. He left about maybe 2 months ago. Yes. Okay. Yeah, so that's exactly for an application. Yeah, that's for an application. So you probably couldn't do that again using just the USB stick. You would have to, because this is only for application. So if you want to use the USB stick, um, uh, uh, I believe you will need to use the one on the bottom, create USB bootloader package. I don't believe that from the USB stick, I'm not 100% for sure, but I believe it makes sense to me that, because if you know, like normally, like if you want to try to boot from something, if you were to stick a USB stick in any computer, um, and you tell it to start from there, it'll boot from that. So, but if there's only an application there, it won't know what to do with it. It'll go back to the hard drive that's internal, and it'll boot from that. But you'd have to give it a bootloader on, so you would need everything. So create US bootloader package, the whole thing with the firmware, and then try that after you created your application, and then stick that in the device with the magnet on it. Do you want to try that while we're here? Do you have the application already? So well, you have to select the file that you want to use to create the USB bootloader package. Yeah. You have to load it somehow. Firmware. How would we navigate to that? Okay, so now it created one for me here. It created it. So from the application that I had, if you hit create, then it'll create it for you, and then you go to that location and you can save it, and then So if we go back to here and you just hit create firmware, then it'll create that package. Hit create. Mm-hmm. So what does it say in the console below? It says boot logo images must be smaller than the display screen size. An action on event action on EU dig out on appears to be invalid as this data is not found. So these are the three errors that you have to resolve. So the boot logo image is too big in the file that you have in the demo for this particular screen. Which you can see, yeah, that it's okay. So this is probably the other problem that you guys were describing before. You're trying to do it portrait versus landscape, right? So yeah, well, let's start first just by making them fit. And then, yeah, the landscape portrait one is a different problem. But let's first just get something to load as a firmware. So hit OK for this. You have to modify the image before we move on. Yeah, so you have to make it smaller. Yeah. So this, would this work? Is it already, did you change it to landscape? Good. That's the way to, that's good. Okay, now what's the action? So the size one is no longer a problem. The action on EU appears to be invalid as data is not found. So there's an image that's not there, or that's in there that's not in your folder. So which image event action on EU dig out on? So it's an event action. So it's, did you have events identified? It says that we do. It says that there's an event action there. Is it under? I don't know. To be honest, I don't know where the event actions are. Where are the event actions set up? Oh, okay. Oh yeah, it is. You're right. You found it. Yeah. So if you disable this or take it out, you do the negative on that one, on the over here, on the right hand middle. Yeah. All right. Yes, please. I have to go back to firmware. Let's see. Save as. somewhere. And there's nothing else on it right now? Okay. Good. Yeah, let's try that. Yeah, let's because the bootloader package should have everything in it. My understanding, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. So let's try that. Hmm. So what's the right sequence where you got to do it? Is it mhm, mhm. It's not recognizing that thumb drive for some reason. Um, yeah, I mean, you saw. I mean, although I wasn't able to get the picture that I wanted to show up, but you see that it. You know, when I removed their picture and I updated it, you see the picture is gone from the one that I had put in there. I wasn't able successfully yet to save the image that I wanted. Can you show me the back so I can see where that's connected, please? Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. So maybe, like you said, maybe we just try one of the things the under the that firmware we do. Um, I would have thought that that the one with the bootloader had everything in it, but maybe not. Did we have the right device selected? Was the PV1200 glass front? Was that selected? So, like at the top, Murphy Standard PV780 underneath underneath the save. Yeah, remove the old file out of it first. Yeah, please. And you did it just bootloader again. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's go back to the manual and see what the manual is going to tell us here. Okay, and I'll take a look. I'll find a magnet as well here and try it and see which mode we have to be in. Like maybe the other packages are more complete. I'm not sure. Let me take a look, and I'll get back to that one as well. Mm-hmm. Perfect. Okay, let me know. Reach out, like I said, anytime. And I'll. You're welcome. You're welcome, guys. Good luck. Good luck to you guys. Enjoy your day. Have a good holiday.